Hello and welcome. We are live once again on the Modern Mystery School UK EU podcast, and we're talking to Ellie today about Ensofic Level 1 and Level 2. How are you, Ellie?
Hi, I'm good to be here and I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, I love talking about Ensofic, and I just thought I might ask you about Ensofic Level 1. Um, maybe a little bit of background as to, why you wanted to take it, what you thought of it. Had you done any energy work previously, such as, Reiki? Could it compare? Any of those bits of information would be wonderful.
Indeed, I didn't have any experiences with Reiki, but I visited or attended already within the Modern Mystery School Healers Academy 1 and 2. And I had a lot of modalities already in my toolkit and also were practicing them. And Ensofic Ray just came to me. So people talked about it and they talked about it. It's so amazing. It's so special. If you want to have a healing practice, this is the one you need. And I was just thinking, okay, it sounds good. I will be part of it.
And so when you got to the class, because it's quite a lot, that's quite a big build up for people to say, or, you need to have this. So were you disappointed or were you happy that you attended?
Not at all. I was not disappointed. It was deep, deep teachings. It was very special. And I felt such a connection during taking this class and during practicing this modality. And I realized how intense my energy can be that comes out of my hand. I was I didn't know that before. And I also was not 100% convinced. And I can remember maybe it was the first day of class where I was asking is this real that this can happen out of my hands. And then we learned and then we practiced on each other within the class. And then the teacher Ipsissimus Hideto came to me at the end of the day and said, now you know, right? Because during this practice within the class, I had a client who actually had a physical issue. And I really felt that there's a lot of energy just running around. And this was such an intense experience for myself that I was very impressed by that.
So you had a direct experience in the class, and so and that's what we talk about, isn't it, on the Hermetic path, is we can't know if something is real unless we try it and then we get a direct experience.
Yeah, and I have to say, this is one of the modalities that I practiced very shortly afterwards on a regular basis, and I have many experiences with clients, and they told me they gave me feedback that was really amazing. Some of them really shifting something, not only physical but also mental.
Amazing. So this level 1 is you can do it for yourself and you can do it for others. I'm just going to clarify that and have you worked on yourself with it? Do you use it for yourself?
I used it for myself, but not often enough.
Yeah, we sometimes forget, don't we?
Yes, unfortunately, because I have this thought in my mind quite often, and then something comes in between, and we find ourselves very often to not take care as much for ourselves than for the others. Mm-hmm. So this is definitely an issue where I can still grow, because it's so precious.
But you have it there for emergencies if you need.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, moving on to level 2, and level 2 is where we learn how to do Ensofic at a distance and also learn how to help people with bad habits so that we can shift that. And just to mention that there's only 2 distance healings that we do in the whole of the path. So how did you find this? Or do you use this a lot, the distance healing? Is it something that you use?
Yes, and I also have experiences with the bad habit treatment. I have a neighbor, for example, who had really issues with becoming angry and had a lot of wrath inside. And yeah, he was not very nice to other people, and he was open to try that out. And I did several sessions on him. I did 3 sessions on him. And afterwards, he came to me and really said that his anger went away and he's a completely other person. He's getting more calm. He doesn't want to harm other people anymore in terms of being harsh with the verbal form, and that he also has more energy now for himself and also becomes more conscious to use his energy not for getting angry but more for getting back into balance and center. So this was a very beautiful experience.
That is huge, because one of the major things that we know is that there's a lot of anger in the world, and that anger is destructive. It's destructive within. So that's huge that you were able to shift that with this modality.
Yes,
That's
and he even was a person who was usually is not open to any spiritual things. And
yeah.
still he had this tremendous outcome.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. That's really, really helpful, because I think a lot of people can relate with having a bad habit or an issue that they would like to shift. And this is a modality that they could easily use. And you can learn this, just to make sure everybody understands, you can do this on yourself or others. So you can help your own bad habits for yourself or others. So this is the training in level 2. Now moving on to the distance healing. Can you share a little bit about the distance healing?
It's the same, just distance. It's also something that really amazes me that it can have the same power. I mean, of course, if the person is in the room, maybe you have a little bit more benefits because you also bring the people into your energy on a personal level. But I mean, if they're not available on a personal level, it just works. It works almost the same and it was the same intention. And I'm doing this very often because, as you said, we don't offer many remote healings in the Modern Mystery School, and the Ensofic Reiki distance is one of them. And I use this quite often.
Yes, it is miraculous. I too find it very helpful, because I have a network that are all over the world. And sometimes they can't get to a place or can't get to a person, or indeed my family. I know I can support them wherever I am, and I can make
Exactly.
sure. And I
Yeah, I
think
have many examples for that. For example, 2 years ago, my father, who's very old age, fell on the ice, on the snow, and broke his shoulder several times. It was very, an intense accident, and yeah, he has now a lot of metal inside. With the surgery that came afterwards, and I did lots of Ensofic distance healings for him, and it just went good. And in a very quick period of time, he can move his shoulder, could move his shoulder very shortly. Everything was good, grown together again. So it just helps.
yeah, I think that's really important to say. It does really help speed up and or aid, should I say, any damage that has been done. I've noticed that as well. It's just huge. It doesn't, the period of having to get over things is shortened. Everything is smoother. I've really noticed that as well on several different occasions. I mean, I use this all the time for people. So.
As it's really amazing because it works on both levels, on the physical and on the mental. My mother, for example, is also a woman who is sometimes a little bit very quick becoming angry and has a lot of issues with her temperature. And when I'm at their place for a longer period of times, I always give them Ensofic healings. And I can remember also once she came after 3 weeks of I have been visited there to me and said, I really feel different now. I'm much more calm. I'm much more happy from inside. I feel more relaxed. I feel more in order. And so we don't have to underestimate the mental outcome also that it does for people. I have another client, for example, who received the Ensofic Ray, the Ensofic Reiki. And she didn't have anything on the physical level. She just wanted to receive it. And she didn't have any plan why she wanted to have it. It was just she was keen to receive it. And then she went into a 10 days fasting phase after this healing without having this an intention. It just, her body told her, I want to detox now. And then she just did it. So intense it can be.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those stories. We're out of time. I bet we could sit here for the next hour and share more stories, couldn't we, really?
Yes, I have about Ensofic Reiki and about Ensofic Ray healing. I have to share a lot of stories. Yes.
Me too, me too. Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you for sharing that. And if you want to join us in Ensofic Level 1, Level 2, please do so. We have a very rare opportunity where we have a panel of teachers in London from all over the UK, EU. Everybody's coming together, and that will be in June of this year. That's June 2023, in case you're watching a replay, because so please come and join us. And thank you so much, Ellie.
You're very welcome. And yes, join, because it's something special.
It is. Take care for now, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.